our topic for today is English is better than math. And since we are already done of TikTok, we have now the debate. Okay, so to start with, may I introduce to you the affirmative side with the captain Eunice Maria, and then the second speaker Halima Aguda, and the third speaker Bernadette Ann. And for the negative, we have the captain Bianca Lopon, and for the second speaker Angelu Sagramis, and for the last speaker Arsene Lagans. Okay, so you can now start for your opening statement of each affirmative and negative side.
We intend to prove that English is way better than math. English is way better than math because in this world, if a person does not know how to communicate with people from the outside world, then how can he or she survive? You cannot live a good and well-supported life without knowing how to read a grammar. You can't live in life without knowing the square root of. You can't live in life without knowing the square root of 26. Our children need to know how to read big words and understand what does it mean. The key difference between learning a language and subject, such as math and English, is that you can learn languages across different dimensions. Arguably, the greatest advantage of studying English is that your career prospects and employment opportunities can vastly increase. People who can speak English fluently are highly sought after by companies of many types, including international companies when seeking work. Proficiency and confidence in speaking and understanding English can put you at a distinct advantage.
Mathematics is a powerful tool with many applications. It is the language of science and engineering. Studying math not only produces more citizens who can learn and think creatively and critically no matter their career fields. Advanced mathematical training can lead to many career opportunities, including business, finance, medicine, engineering, and basic science. Studying mathematics develops our skills in critical thinking, problem solving, analytical thinking, quantitative reasoning, ability to manipulate precise and intricate ideas, construct logical arguments and expose illogical arguments, communication, time management, teamwork. Mathematics teaches you to think in very powerful ways. It helps us in our job and daily life. It is used all around the world. We use math every day, and learning math is one of the necessities of life.
Thank you for the opening messages of the affirmative and the negative topics. So before we continue for the second speaker, may I introduce to you the judges from your class. The first judges, or the team of the judges, or the board of the judges are, the first one is Sharamay Lumambas, and the second one is Yuda E. Can you please stand up? And the last one is EJ. Okay, they are the judges for this debate. Okay, for reminders, the first or the speaker should talk for 3 minutes. For the rebuttal, the captain talks for 5 minutes. Okay, so for the judging, for the criteria for judging, the first one is the evidence for 25%, the delivery is 20%, for interpolation or the cross-examination is 25%, and for the rebuttal is 25%. So in total of 100%, that's all. And you may now continue for the second speaker.
English is the most widely used language in the world. It is spoken by around 400 million people. Along with its proud status as the first top language, it is extensively used as a second language along the globe. The premise here being discussed is not the noble nature or the global proliferation of English. The questions at hand are the reasons for studying it further. The study of English is a brilliant activity. It will lead you into the
of history through the study of the authors. Literature is the gateway to culture, where the spirit binds society together through community and common discourse. And culture is an amalgam of past modes seen through present modes. By studying English literature, you will be in possession of a wide range of social and cultural knowledge. English is the language of the business world, with financial centers in New York, Wall Street, and London, and the language of financial is English.
Mathematics is a methodical application of matter. It is so said because the subject makes a man methodical or systematic. Mathematics makes our life orderly and prevents chaos. Certain qualities that are nurtured by mathematics are power of reasoning, creativity, abstract or spatial thinking, critical thinking, problem-solving ability, and even effective communication skills. Mathematics is the cradle of all creations, without which the world cannot move an inch. Be it a cook or a farmer, a carpenter or a mechanic, a shopkeeper or a doctor, an engineer or a scientist, a musician or a magician, everyone needs mathematics in their day-to-day life. Even insects use mathematics in their everyday life for existence. Snails make their shells, spiders design their webs, and bees build hexagonal combs. There are countless examples of mathematical patterns in nature's fabric. Anyone can be a mathematician if one is given proper guidance and training in the formative period of one's life.
These are the advantages of learning English. Most major world organizations and functions are administered in English, including the United Nations, Olympics, and others. Most international business is in English, and the language is often used between people from different nations. English is the international language. As the world becomes smaller, there will soon be no way to avoid English. So why not learn it now? Look at all the advantage you can have. Access to knowledge and information. Internet. Most of the web pages on the internet are in English. The internet has a huge amount of information, some of which can only be accessed in English. English will allow you to chat with people from all over the world, in chat rooms, email, and other services. News. International news is broadcast in English. Examples include networks such as CNN and NBC International. These are much faster and more up-to-date than local networks. And the knowledge of English allows you to follow news all over the world. Likewise, international newspapers written in English can be found all over the world. Entertainment, like books. You will be able to read books written by American, British, and other English-speaking authors without needing to translate a copy. Many classic novels are written in English. Reading Shakespeare just isn't the same in translation. Magazines. Some of the most famous magazines in the world are in English, such as Time or even Cosmopolitan. Movies. Learning English will allow you to watch movies in their original language. Hollywood movies are not as good with translation or subtitles. Wouldn't it be nice to know exactly why the latest Hollywood blockbuster won so many Oscars? Music. When you learn English, you can finally understand what your favorite song on the radio is saying. Satisfaction. There is a satisfaction that comes with learning a language. It will be very rewarding the first time you understand a movie in full, or read a book completely. Or what about helping an English-speaking tourist find their way around your city? It is also very fun to tell your friends what exactly the new song on the radio is talking about. Nothing is more satisfying than having a mistake-free conversation when traveling in an English-speaking country. It will be a great moment when you walk away and say to yourself, "Hey, I understand everything that guy said."
Math is the most important subject in school for the following reasons. Math is used all around the world. Math is kind of like the universal language. Wherever you go, math is used. Let's say you will probably want to buy a souvenir. You would use math to pay for the object. If you're dealing with money, you're doing math. So wherever you go, wherever you meet, you will always have a connection. We use math every day. If you're using money or cutting something, you will use math. Some people think that reading a language is more important. Sure they are, but if you didn't do math, you will most likely to get a good job. If you ever go shopping and you only came with a certain amount of money, might need to estimate how much each of the items you're buying costs so you don't run out of money. Math is used every day. In conclusions, learning math is one of the necessities of life. If you want to get a good job, you will have to learn math. It helps us to understand sound ways of life. It also helps us to understand history. As Professor Dr. Arthur Benjamin says, math must be logically coherent. Math makes our life orderly and prevent chaos. Math is better than English. English is important, but you don't really need to have it. It isn't the most widely spoken language anyways.
Math. Then how can you make questions and explain your answers without it?
There are many other languages that you can use to explain mathematics. Don't use English to explain mathematics. Instead, they use their own language, which is Mandarin. Use English language in order to be successful. They did. If you apply in a certain job and you got employed, is there any job that doesn't involve
National and local choose to study English courses. Proficient and skilled use of the English language can enhance career prospects, allow you to achieve success in business, and can open up many opportunities when you choose to study with a credible English school. Through the study of English, a range of advantages are available. Quality courses offer candidates the opportunity to improve job prospects, the capacity to communicate with others, and access to information right across the world.
In conclusion, learning math is one of the necessities of life. If you want to get a job, you will have to learn math. It helps us to understand some ways of life. It has also helped us to understand history. As Professor Dr. Arthur Benjamin says, math is good for the brain. Without math, logic would be impossible because writer plans must be logically coherent. Math makes our life orderly.
Audience, may I know if you learned something from the debaters? Okay?
I've learned is math is better than English because math is connected and English is connected to math.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Any other who wants to answer?
I've learned about the debate that math is the food of the brain because without math, the logic will not be used.
Okay, thank you. Yes, mathematics is the food of the brain. Another, how about for English? Or any opinion or learning?
I've learned English is better than math because, yes, China is using their language to explain the math, but in international we use English language.
Thank you very much. Can you give 5 claps for yourself? Okay, now let's go for, before we go to our judges to proclaim the winner, may I remind you to make your own reflections and to be passed at the end of the march for the signing of clearance. Sorry. Hold it. Then now let's go for our board of judges. Shall we to proclaim the winner of this debate? You may go here in front.
Okay, so based on our observation, the winning team for this debate is team negative because they express and pronounce their ideas clearly and directly, gave answer to defend their points and facts. And also, negative team gave a lot of information or facts to prove that math is a lot better than
Go to your seat. Okay, thank you very much, students of my class from different sections and from the other sections of my class. So next time we will see for the math 8 for the another algebra. So can you